I'm Michelle Sterling for Friends of Science Society. If the Canadian government was going to spend $21 million to get expert input on carbon pricing, you'd think they'd assemble an impartial panel of experts, right? Wrong. Parker Gallant is a retired international banker who took an interest in the skyrocketing power prices in Ontario and their cause, and this has led him into writing a number of columns for national newspapers and a very insightful blog. His latest is a series of installments about the Pan-Canadian expert collaboration who were to partner with independent climate experts to support ambitious action on clean growth and climate change. But his research reveals a veritable rabbit warren of back-scratching, circular-funded, tax-subsidized green cronyism, ranging from the self-appointed group of experts like those at the Eco-Fiscal Commission, which is funded and associated with the Ivy Foundation, and at least one of the Commission's members started Eco-Justice, the so-called charity that has used lawfare to block pipelines and economic development across Canada, which has an association with the University of Ottawa Law faculty. I'd like to say you get the picture, but in fact, you don't, unless you read all of Parker Gallant's blog posts. Now, originally, I was going to read them one at a time on camera, but I know some people just don't love long texts except as podcasts. So I urge you to read these and see how carbon taxes and notions of carbon fee and dividend are being pushed down the throats of Canadians with little to no actual expert analysis whatsoever. If they wanted experts, why didn't they call on Robert Lyman, our faithful contributor who spent 27 years in the Canadian Public Service and 10 years as a diplomat? He's written dozens of publications and posts on the crushing burden that carbon taxes will impose on industry, jobs, and consumers, but his work is ignored by mainstream media, largely because institutional investors, like NEI Investments, direct major media and banks to listen to and promote the back-scratching, self-dealing, eco-fiscal view. Yeah, the one that Parker Gallant has deconstructed to show there are more green cronies and activist ENGOs than you can shake a stick at, who are, first of all, benefiting from charitable status, meaning that you are financing these destructive policies against your will. Secondly, they all backscratch and often have funded major media outlets, which, in turn, run their carbon tax-friendly articles and op-eds. And then these pan-Canadian experts, of course, get to scoop up the $21 million of your taxes set aside for the carbon consultancy money. And then they will perhaps succeed in coercing Canadians into hefty carbon taxes that will cripple our economy, but obviously will enrich many of them or their supporters. We said it first, a long time ago. Say no to CO2 coercion, and say no to your government working against your interests. It's time to unfriend ENGOs and bust up the eco-state that is presently putting Canada on the skids. For Friends of Science Society, I'm Michelle Sterling.